Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play Quest for Glory 5 Dragonfire the Thief Path. Well, we just got done negotiating a peace treaty with Atlantis, but we're not done with the day's activities just yet, because it's getting dark, which means that the Dead Parrot Inn is open, which means that Ferrari should be open for business and ready to cut a deal.
You look very pleased with yourself. What can I do for you now? When I see you with a smile like that, I begin to worry. I feel as though I'm about to experience an unwelcome surprise.
It's going to be a very welcome surprise.
Do you have something to trade for the gnome's deed? You aren't just going to leave without relieving my suspense, are you?
No.
Could it be? Yes. Yes, it is real. It is the real Blackbird. At last, I have the real Blackbird. I must congratulate you, my friend. I always knew you were a man of infinite resource. Here, take the deed to the Gnome Inn. I have no interest in it now. Oh, then you have my word as a gentleman that no mention of certain unsavory aspects of your profession will ever be revealed. At least, not by me. Forgive me. I'm a little overcome with emotion. This is it. The true Blackbird. I finally have it. I cannot remember when I have ever felt so triumphant as I do now. Years I have spent chasing this thing, and now I can hold it in my hand. I cannot remember when I have ever felt so triumphant. I believe that the Blackbird is the most suitable trade for the deed to the Gnome's Inn. It has been an immense pleasure doing business with you.
And with that, we can go ahead and head back to Anne. But I think we'll stop by the guild first, because we do have some loot to sell.
Have you been noticing that things have been a bit different around the Dead Parrot lately? Ferrari's fat guards don't watch the parrot right now. They're all up guarding his house. Ferrari's got something important there, no doubt.
Indeed. Go ahead and sell something. It's probably the most repulsive thing you've ever held, but it's probably really valuable.
A pleasure doing business.
I just realized I left my other statue at home. What the heck, that will give me a chance to unload some stuff.
What? You got it? Yippee! The deed is done! Thanks so much! I'd be a homeless gnome without this, and the cooks would have to find jobs as circus clowns again. You saved us!
And suddenly, so much is explained.
Howdy, Ranger. I rope you reckon to stay in this here two-centaur town for a while.
Where's the second centaur? I thought we only had Follis.
It's funny, honey, how I'm really into... Today's special is something I think you'll really love. Tessie, Tony, then...
Alright, so with that done, and the homestead secured, we have one more task ahead of us this night. Yep. We're going to break into Ferraris and steal our statue back. Because, yep, extra guards. Good, I was afraid it locked up for a moment. Alright, so we'll head on out to the balcony. And from here, unequip the torch. Ah, my legs! You quickly realize you cannot use the rope and grappling here without being noticed by the guards. This window offers you a view of a stairway and a wall hung with some nice paintings. A white base attracts your desire for closer inspection. You suspect it's worth some money. Through the rusted bars blocking the window, you see a well-lit room with many interesting and potentially valuable items that attract your avarice and attention. This window offers you a view of the stairway and a wall hung with nice paintings. So, note the one with the loose bars. I'm not sure if we can knock the guard out, but hey, this is why we saved. Yeah, okay, not so much. The window is latched on the inside. Your toolkit won't help. You work the oil between the bars in the window frame. You can now twist the bars in place. Examine the bars. The oil has worked its way into the wood that holds the rusting bars. This creates a small gap around each bar and allows you to move the bars slightly. Use the toolkit. You enter Ferrari's house and survey the treasures of this room. From your precarious perch on this narrow ledge, you can hear loud snores coming from directly beneath you. ahead and grab the alabaster amphora. Looks like a rather ordinary candelabrum, not worth enough to bother stealing. You see a smug and self-satisfied portrait of Ferrari. No self-respecting thief in his right mind would ever try to fence this. Nobody else would want it. He's got a mind like a steel trap, rusty and illegal in 23 states. I'd fez up, but gosh, what a tassel. Use the force, disarm the trap. Okay, we got ourselves a trap here. Just one I haven't seen yet, that I haven't jotted down. Yeah, next one. Not that. Next one, the one on the right. One more. Not that one. Oh, whoops. Just one more. You're rich! You're rich! You're wealthy beyond your wildest dreams! Well, maybe not that rich, but you are 1,000 drachmas richer. Better still, Ferrari is 1,000 drachmas poorer. Alright, and up on top, you see the blackbird proudly displayed in front of the glass-backed alcove. And you'd think you'd need to do something special to... Your offer is politely refused. This table is made of hardwood. Judging from the quality, it was built by a master carpenter. It doesn't have any padding on its feet, and would probably mark the tile if dragged. The table seems sturdy enough to support your weight. You look around the room from this new vantage point and then get down. You push the table. You carefully exchange the imitation blackbird for the real blackbird. You place the real thing in your backpack. And we can't push the table back, but we don't need to. Clean getaway. But rather than wait a night, we'll go ahead and run back to the Thieves Guild.
Someone broke into Ferrari's place last night. Don't know if anything was swiped, but the fat man was really mad at his guards for not catching the thief. I figure Ferrari deserves anything he gets.
And speaking of just desserts...
Let me take a look at that. I might be willing to buy it from you for a reasonable sum.
You don't let Orestes take the blackbird. Orestes then writes something down in the guild logbook and winks at you.
It's a good evening, it is. Folks are laughing all over behind Ferrari's back. All those guards, and the guy still got into the house. Anything what gets the fat fart mad makes me happy. He's too full of himself. Ferrari's not the worst sort, but he's definitely pompous, arrogant, and self-centered.
And he's got some bad qualities, too.
Ferrari's place was loaded with his guards. There's nary a doubt the fat man had something he wanted to keep safe. The one that got in must not have got it. Ferrari's acting too full of it. It's whispered that the fat man's got the blackbird. Damn me if it's true. He'll be chief thief for sure. Hold off there, matey. There's some things I best not know about. I might start laughing in the fat man's face the next time I see him. I hopes you got whatever you were looking for.
Oh, and then some.
A pleasure doing business.
Yeah, not worth much, but it did do a fair bit. And you can see we're getting close to the end game. We now have 910 puzzle points out of 1,000 completed. But we best go and get ourselves a good night's sleep. Because we do have one more statue to turn in.
I just wanted to thank you again for giving me the deed. I didn't want you to think I was an ingrate. So the cooks and I whipped up a special meal for you. You're my hero, Joe. Having this deed is a big weight off my shoulders, let me tell you. I was afraid I was going to be indigent and incapable of making a living. With all the neat stuff we did to this inn, I'm sure this will be a big hit with the tourists. I just hope we get some tourists. They really wanted to go out of their way to make an unforgettable dinner for you. Sit down. Let me get you something to eat before you go.
Last meal? Possibly.
We call this Hero Surprise. Messy Tessie was fixing roast beef stuff with crab for you. Tony Maloney was fixing broiled quail with brandy sauce. My gal Sal was making a chocolate temptation cake. And Rover was making bouillabaisse. Unfortunately, Tony sniffed a little too much brandy and set the quail on fire. Tessie dumped the bouillabaisse to put out the fire and poured it all over Sal's cake instead. During the confusion, the crab ate the beast and wandered off. So I went out and bought you a pizza.
The food smells odd and tastes odder, despite being pizza. But hey. So, with that done, not much else to do at this point but go and hand in the peace statue. Oh, you remember that, don't you?
Numbers. You have completed the rite of peace. All will be summoned shortly.
Dr. Pretorius, you are accused of drugging the wizards Erasmus and Chakra and attempting to drug others. What have you to say of this?
I have harmed no one. I have merely attempted to make certain that those pesky perverters of reality who call themselves wizards do not interfere with this contest. This was done to make certain that science should prevail over such nonsensical sorcery. This kingdom must be ruled by reason, not magical quackery.
You do not deny that you and Gort are directly involved with drugging the wizards?
Of course not. I'm a perfectly honest person.
Very well. By your own words, Dr. Pretorius, you have convicted yourself of the crime of distributing illegal drugs. Gort, you too are accused of being an accomplice and accessory to this crime. You are disqualified from the rights of rulership.
No, you can't disqualify Gort. I protest. Science must rule.
This is not fair. You are fools, all of you, to believe that neutralizing magicians is some sort of crime. They perpetrate the crime of altering reality. Why don't you convict them? We scientists deserve to rule this misbegotten little kingdom. Only we can show the world the way to the future. Only we can destroy the superstitious sorcerers and let technology triumph. We will overcome the occult. Science rules.
Take them away.
Although they're both the same guy, I think. I don't know, it's not really clear.
The people of Atlantis have pledged their alliance with Silmaria. Our boats will again be able to sail without fear of attack from the Tritons of the sea. Our harbor will again be safe for free trade. The Prince of Shapir went into the depths of the sea. He found Atlantis and brought forth the symbol of peace between our lands and people. Thus ends the rite of peace.
I did do the thing. You're dismissed to rest up for the next rite and then return 2 hours later. Again.
By tradition, there have always been 7 rites of rulership. The quests have always been of the highest importance to the kingdom. The last of these quests is always the most critical. This is the final rite of rulership. Our kingdom has been terrorized by an assassin. Our king, our citizens, and our comrades have fallen to his poisonous blade. He must be stopped. However, an assassin is but a tool. Mercenaries invading our countryside are but a tool. Inciting war between the Tritons and Silmaria too somehow ties into our present situation. It is not a coincidence that all these events have occurred now. You will seek out the cause of all these events. You will find the one person responsible for these terrible deeds. You will make that person pay for all the death and destruction he has brought to Silmaria. This is the right of justice.
He did it! That guy up there on the dais standing next to you! Well, unfortunately, we are going to have to wait on Elsa to prove it, and strangely enough, even if you use the magnet to escape from the inside of Ferrari's house, Abdum is set hostile to you. Luckily, he can't get to you if you're not on the balcony.
Greetings.
But yeah, I don't think that anything
Numbers.
new comes up conversation-wise. But what the heck, I'll swing by the inn and drop off my latest, or not the inn, the bank.
Hi.
To deposit the last bit of filthy lucre I've made. Well, not all of it.
A drachma saved is a drachma earned, I always say.
And yeah, oddly enough, I don't lose any points for stealing from Ferrari, so I don't need to go drop a ton of gold on the merchant.
Welcome.
Good to see you again.
And nothing new from them, even though we now know who's responsible for drugging the magicians. In fact, I think the only person we get a new comment from at this point, oddly enough, is the famous adventurer.
What can I sell you?
Hi there! Been making a list of the stuff I want to take with me when I go adventuring again. I've got to get some healing potions. You can never have too many healing potions, you know.
Too true.
I've got a bad feeling that something big is about to happen. It's the kind of feeling I had when I visited Pompeii just before Vesuvius decided to blow. It's not exactly a good thing, whatever it is. Don't get too caught up in this rulership thing. There's been a lot of stuff going on besides the rites here on Marite. Someone's been breaking the dragon posts and obviously setting up to release the dragon. Now this dragon isn't one of those flying beasties that trophy hunters are fond of putting up on walls. This is the monster that the wizards of Atlantis inadvertently released many, many eons ago. The wizards had to send Atlantis to the bottom of the sea to escape the total destruction by the dragon. Most of the wizards died trying to bind the dragon. That's why Atlantis is still underwater. No one was powerful enough to release it after the wizards were killed. The dragon will destroy Marite completely if it's released, and probably Atlantis this time as well. Legend says it can't be bound unless there is a standing dragon pillar. Legend also says it can't be destroyed unless someone sacrifices his life for the dragon. This won't be much of a kingdom to rule if the dragon rises. You want to know all my secrets, don't you? Let me think for a moment. Yes, here's one. My name, it was Don Juan when I journeyed to Madrid. The senoritas were quite fond of all the things I said and did. I've been known as Casanova when I strolled Venice by night. All the ladies would throw kisses. All the men would pick a fight. Suspicious of that rich miser? He has been in the midst of stuff lately. Several centuries ago, Marite was ruled by the House of Minos. That kingdom was lost when the king decided to pursue revenge rather than rule the city. Minos had been an advisor for the late king for a year or so. Not sure how good his advice was. Minos reminds me of his ancestor. Rather petty and fond of revenge.
And of course, we saw Minos was the guy in the opening movie who was bargaining with Bruno and doing something with a dragon statue.
I do feel like things are going to get worse around here before they get better. Watch yourself.
And bit of info there, but that was not actually the conversation I was expecting to have with him. Because I think you get one talk from where he says that he is getting ready to go back out and adventure, and that was not the one, but, you know, still a good talk. Anyway, there's nothing left at the moment apart from waiting for the assassin to make himself known to us. So I'm going to go ahead and close this chapter out here, and next time, I think we'll be ready to begin the end of the game. I'll see you then. And thanks for watching.